March 17th. This is round two of our March series. As of today, we've got 18 folks on the clock for today. I believe a few of them are
It's up.
from, thank you for confirming, Czech Republic, a few from Canada. We've got, who else? We have, oh, it says France, but that's Frenchy. He's in on the East Coast. So we're gonna have a B main and an A main, then do a raffle. Tonight's program will be shorter, so let's go ahead and let me show you guys my screen on how qualifying went. So let's ignore the A main guys for now and kind of focus on our B main folks. So TQ for tonight for our B main with an 8504 will be Joaquim Bruno, better known as Frenchie. Frenchie's already in the system. You can see on the top left side. Next up is Brian Nesbitt from Canada, 8507.4, so exactly 3 seconds behind Frenchie. After that, we're going to go a little south to Texas and meet Mark Duong with an 8509, who's 1.5 or 1.6 seconds behind Brian Nesbitt. Mark Duong, if you can hear me, please join. Mark's one of the few racers that got slower in VRC since he started practicing more in person, which is really funny to me. After him, we're going to go back to Canada and meet fellow X-Ray driver Jeremy Lidke with an 8.511. He is 2.5 seconds behind Mark Duong. And whoever confirmed that they could see my feed, can you also confirm if you can hear audio from both the presenter side and the racer side? One of you racers kind of speak up, please, so we can confirm that. Okay, I need somebody to engage in
I
It's
comment.
think
got audio.
Okay,
it's
on
got
both
audio.
sides. Perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, so after Jeremy Lidke, we're going to ask Steve Blogan. I don't know if he's going to be joining us tonight, but let's give him his 10 seconds. Steve Blogan, if you can hear me, please join us. Steve actually ran at 8.513, which was about 2.5 seconds behind Jeremy. After Steve, let's ask for Corey Tad. Corey Tad, you've got 10 seconds to join us. I think Corey's been qualifying for the last 3 weeks with us, but hasn't made a race. Next up is John Blakely, better known as the Otter, 8.518 from him. John is another person that does really well in the mains and I guess didn't qualify well enough here. After that, back to Texas. It's like after a Canadian qualifier, we always go back to Texas. So let's go back to Texas and get Anthony Chapman, who's joining us from Corpus Christi. A long time TLR driver. He's been with TLR, dare I say, his entire RC hobby career, which I believe is over 20, 25 years, and he's always been with TLR.
Can't connect, Mo. I'm going to do a restart real quick.
Sounds good. While Anthony's doing a restart, let's go to Stan. Oh, Stan's from Stan time zone does not work for him to join us at 6. We don't want the cops bothering us. All right, so we are riding with Brian Nisbet. This is practice, so don't judge him. He's just showing us around the track. I wanted you guys to kind of see it because Montpellier, which is in France, is a beautiful, fun track. You've heard of elevation changes. Well, this is track surface changes. He just hit plywood there. What's the other track that has like cobblestones and cement and
Is it Naxos?
Naxos, the one
Naxos.
with the tight right hander? There's some turf that Brian just went over. You know what I'm talking about? It's like pebble stones in the middle, and you make a sharp right hand turn. Maybe it is Montpellier.
Naxos.
It's Naxos.
It's Naxos, yeah. The European tracks are a lot of fun. I believe this track has 4 surfaces, if I'm not mistaken. There's what I call claycrete, so a clay mixture basically with dirt, which is what he's on right now. Then he switches to what looks like pebbles and cobblestones to me for a little bit. Then one jump has turf, and then if I'm not mistaken, there's a blacked out area. Let's see, we're riding with him right now. This section right here. There you go. That's one, and there. 3 to 4 different sections, but Naxos, whenever we get to Naxos, you guys will see more of that. So that was a ride along with Brian Nisbet, who qualified in the top of the B main area, running 36s with us. Thank you, Brian, for showing us that. Let's switch back to TV camera 1. Who are we missing? I've got Justin Fowell, Anthony Chapman. Let's wait on Brad Hefner. He'll be joining us shortly. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, let me tell you guys. So the way to join us, guys, is very simple. Just leave us a comment saying, "Hey, I'm interested. Can somebody drop me a link?" And one of the friendly racers from here will drop you a link to our Discord group. Discord is an application that we use to communicate. So while I'm talking to you, you can hear me. When you hear the racers talking, they're actually in a virtual room called the pit area, and they're talking to me from their live. Now the game you're looking at is called VR. Just make sure you have the off-road package in there so you can race off-road with us. This league is predominantly an off-road 8-skill, predominantly an 8-skill off-road league. And we'd love to host you on Wednesdays. Qualifying is left open the entire week, so from Wednesday to Wednesday you can qualify. And then obviously at the end of the week qualifying ends and then you can join us. So with that, enough chatter from me. Everybody's in here, all 7 of them. Arthur's not here, is he? Let me make sure I don't leave anybody out. Arthur Edwards. Steve Blogan is here. Steve Blogan, would you like to join us?
I thought I was in, no?
Not in my session, sir. You must be in somebody else's session, but we're about to start the main, and I would love for you to get in there and harass Frenchie, so if you
We're
want to...
ready to start the B main?
Yes, sir.
Holy shit.
Perfect timing, by the way.
Thank you for
Well,
that.
now, I got this hour shit all messed up.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a president run for election based on ending daylight saving time. He will
I
win
hate this shit.
because daylight saving times, I mean,
What's the password?
you know the password, sir.
Yeah, no, it's a date. Let's see. What the hell? I don't worry. When you get my age, dates don't mean nothing anymore.
So Steve Blogan is 70. Steve has got a great sense of humor and one of our quickest racer. Yep. All right, so Steve's in. Let's give him about 10-20 seconds to run a lap or two. I just said let's give him 10-20 seconds to run a lap or two when we know
That's funny.
when we know the average
half a
lap.
lap.
Yeah, the average lap's gonna be I'm gonna say mid 30s, maybe upper 30s for the faster guys in this main. 8 folks on the clock. All right, folks, let's go ahead and hit start race. Everybody should be good to go. Brian running 35s now. Watch out for Brian. All right, folks, if you're still watching with us, B-Main is about to start in about 20 seconds. Just remember, if you want to join us, just whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, just leave us a comment and write, "I'd like to learn how to join," and one of our members will help you out there.
This is starting. Race is starting.
All right, we've got 6 seconds. On the tone it go. Looks like Mark Duong with a great start right off the bat, making a pass on Brian. Brian taking a little caution at the start. The race will not be won on the start, but could be lost because this system does penalize you. Frenchie trying to get away early on. He's driving the pink buggy all the way up front. Brian is currently trying... Ooh, Brian making a mistake there as I jinxed him. Mark Duong currently in second. The red X-Ray XB8E with the dual packages. Jeremy Lidke in third. Anthony Chapman leading the mid-pack right now. Ooh, jinxed him as well. That's the TLR-XC Elite. So Brian dropping down to 5th place. Steve Blogan making a charge in 6th. He's bringing Brad and Justin to the party with him. Frenchie trying to get away. We've got 8 racers in here. 2 of them will get the bump and get the pleasure of running with the A-Main folks. It looks like we've got a lot of folks that got caught up with the whole daylight saving time, which ironically today is Wednesday. Daylight saving times got activated or deactivated, however you look at it, on Sunday. So I'm not sure what these racers are doing for the last 3 days. Maybe they were late to everything for the last 3 days. Let's let them run till them. So Frenchie, who's first, and Justin Full, who's 8th, both first from each end of the mains, are both running pink buggies. The way you'll be able to tell who's who is Justin is running the yellow-winged, yellow-wheeled pink buggy, whereas Frenchie is running, I believe, white wheels and white wing with pink body. That's how you'll be able to differentiate them. 2 minutes on the clock. Let's take this opportunity to look at some lap time. So Steve Belogan 36.6 in 8th place. Justin Foal just made the pass on him. Justin Foal with a 40.9. Brad in 6th place with a 41.2. Anthony Chapman in 5th place with a 37.0. Brian Nesbitt, who was in 2nd at the start, in 4th place, 35.5 from him. Jeremy Litke and him are having a battle right now. Jeremy Litke with a 35.0. Mark Duong currently in 2nd with a 35.4. Frenchie with a 35.2. So when I was talking earlier saying I think the top of the main will be running mid-30s to high 30s, it looks like mid-30s was the correct answer, as the bottom half is running high 30s to low 40s. The top 4 guys all in the mid-30s, 35 to be exact. Let's see who's going to be the first person to drop into the 34s tonight. We know our A main will get there. I'm curious to see who from the B main will get there. We will to themselves. Keep it straight. Keep it calm. It's good. They're doing live coaching. Mr. Foel now in the 39 second club. Brad Hefner in the 37 second club. But Steve, who just made the pass on both of them, in the 36s. Anthony Chapman is ahead of him by about 3 seconds. 37.0 still from him. Jeremy Lidke getting sideways, going into the pits. He's going to ride the pits the entire way. Does not stop at all. I love it. 34.5 from Jeremy Lidke on that last lap. Brian with a 35.0. Mark Duong with a 35.4. 34s to get there. He pretty much had to do a drive-through penalty, it looked like. Basically just ran it wide and stayed on the throttle. Ran it straight into the pits. I saw, what's his name? Somebody help me out here. Who's the factory driver from America for Hot Bodies, HB Racing? The guy with the beard. Super fun.
Paul?
No, the American.
Ogden.
Oh.
What's his name?
Ogden.
Cole Ogden, thank you. So I saw Cole Ogden and Adam Drake have a little bit of a dirty moment at the Southern Nationals 2019. When they were both coming on the front straight. It's exactly like this one where you have an opportunity to go in the pits. And I'm gonna say what Drake did was a little on the interesting side there. He kind of, to protect his position, ran wide on purpose. And I know it was on purpose because we were marshalling for the entire 45 minutes. And Cole Ogden got pushed into the pits, and he had a choice to either bail and just wreck or ride the pits, and my gosh, he rode the pits and came back on the other side, and he rejoined what looked like a foot behind Drake. It was the most coolest thing I've seen in person, not on a video. And it was just a cool moment, and his instincts just kicked in. And after the race, when I asked him how he felt about that when we're drinking some good beverages, he said, you sort of had to fight or flight, react, and I just didn't want to lose my position. And I think on the next lap he ended up getting Adam Drake. It was a good race from both of them, as Mark Duong making it interesting, catching all the way to Brian Nisbet, then making a mistake. Frenchie, I'm going to mute you. We hear an ambulance behind you. So Mark Duong making it interesting, catching all the way to Brian, then making a mistake. Frenchie is getting away from y'all, 7.5 seconds ahead of y'all. With 6 minutes on the clock, let's review some fast laps. Justin Foel, 38.4 now, so 38's from him. Brad 37.7, Steve Belogan 36.0, Anthony Chapman still in front of him with a 37.0, Jeremy Litke 34.5, our fastest guy, our Cole Ogden of the race, 34.5 from him, Mark Duong 35.4, Brian 34, Brian's in the 34s too now, 34.7 from Brian, Frenchie still in the 35. So it looks like we've got 2 folks now in the 34s. And it just so happens that they're both Canadians. I keep telling you guys, these Canadians are taking over, and they are not slow. Both the fast 34 guys are from Canada. They're currently sitting in 2nd and 4th, sandwiched between between Frenchie and Mark Duong. Time-wise, the top 6 are on the same lap. Actually, the top 7 are on the same lap. Mr. Foel is a lap down. And mind you, this is, Frenchie making a mistake, falling off the bridge. The Marshal doing a horrible job putting him on the other side of the bridge. So Brian is shown as 8 seconds behind him, but after that incident from Frenchie, As long as Brian doesn't make a mistake, this next time when he comes around, I bet you it'll be closer to 5 seconds. Of course, Brian did make a mistake. So I think it'll be back to 8. Oh, and he made another mistake. Commentator's curse. Yikes. That's going to let Mark Duong pass. So Frenchie is now being chased down by Mark Duong, who did not make a mistake. So he's shown a 7.8 seconds behind him. He was 13 seconds behind him, but now he's 7.8. Jeremy Litke has moved up to third. Brian with 2 back-to-back mistakes, getting commentator's curse. In fourth now, Steve Belogan is not too much further from him. Anthony Chapman, 1.3 seconds. Oh, I just jinxed him by mentioning his name. Anthony Chapman, that white car in front of you is for position. Brad, meanwhile, driving his Kyosho MP10E, keeping Mr. Foel behind him. 16 seconds in front of him is Anthony Chapman with 8.5 minutes on the clock. We've got 90 seconds. We've got only 2 folks in the 34s as of right now, which would mean by the time we get to our A main, dare I say the entire A main will run 34s or quicker. Should be doable. We will take 2 bumps. I'm not sure how it didn't penalize Brad there. He pretty much rode the pipe the entire turn, right-hander. 1 minute to go. Frenchie in first. 7 seconds behind him is Mark Duong. 0.2 seconds behind him is Jeremy Lidke. 0.7 seconds behind him, not point, just 7 seconds behind him is Brian. So the closest battle actually is a really important one. It's between Mark Duong and Jeremy Lidke. They are separated by 0.2 seconds, and one of them will get the bump spot as Jeremy Lidke's trying to charge hard with 30 seconds to go. He's trying to shove it on the inside. His buggy looks balanced, looks nice and flat throughout the corners. He's made the pass successfully. Now he has to hold Mark Duong back for about 5 seconds or whenever the lap ends. Oh, Mark Duong making the pass on the inside. Golly, now Mark Duong and Jeremy Lidke side by side going through the S section, and who gets it? It looks like it was floating. Your internet may not be the best, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But hey, you got marked by 1 second.
Oh,
You got a
fast lap
30 per
on the last
second
lap.
lap.
Good,
Yeah.
sweet.
30 per second lap on the last lap.
On the last lap, nice, 34.8.
I played it safe.
I think Jeremy probably still got you. We'll see everybody finish. Let's go ahead and display our. Yes, the sooner y'all come into the pits, the sooner we can all see your lap times. Okay, I have the lap times displayed. Congratulations to Frenchie, he will get the bump. Congratulations to Jeremy Lidke, he will get the bump. So both of y'all get the bump. You don't need to linger around in the interview area. Let's go straight to Mark Duong, who will not be getting the bump. So Mark Duong, do you have a hot mic?
Yes, I do.
Hey, walk me through that last lap when Jeremy Lidke made the pass and y'all were going back and forth every turn.
Oh, at that point, I just had to go all out.
So you did go all out. You're absolutely right, because your final lap was actually your fastest lap. It was a 35.1. Were you able to get into the 34s during quals or practice?
Yeah, I did. In my qual, I had like 2 laps that was in 34. But you know how it is with a loaded server. You know, it's you gotta kind of take it easy.
Yes. And it looks like take it easy is what a lot of folks did. I was hoping to see Steve Logan up there battling with you. I thought Brian Nisbet, if he hadn't made a few mistakes, he was supposed to be right up there with y'all as well. Frenchie taking 17 laps. The rest of y'all doing 16 or less. Mark Duong gets first place in the B main, missing out on the bump spot by about 1.5 seconds. So at this point, would you like to thank any sponsors?
Just want to thank you, Much More Racing and One Up Racing, for their support.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will be moving to the A main, so we will not be taking the bump spot interviews right now. Let's look at lap times before we move up, though. So looks like Justin Fowell got into the 38s, Brad into the 36s. Looks like Steve Logan did get Anthony Chapman there at the end. So Anthony Chapman probably made a few mistakes at the end. He did get into the 35s, Steve in the 35s. Brian in the 34s with a 34.7, Mark Duong 35.1, Jeremy Lidke with the all-time fast one for this one, 34.4 from him, and Frenchie earlier made a comment he was playing it safe, but still got a 34 with a 34.8. That's how they'll finish. Let's move on to our A main, the premier program of the night. Good racing, guys.
Yeah, computer. Damn, I wonder if they started yet.
We did, and we start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, I'm glad you made it because we were about to start. All right, folks, let me put up my qualifier so we can show you who did what. So in first place in our overall TQ for tonight is none other than New Mexico resident Joshua Vigil with a 9.523. He's joined us. If you look on the left side, you can see his name pop up right over there where I'm hovering the mouse. Right after him, we're going to go to Idaho. Gary Crowell, 9.524. So 1 second the difference. Gary joins us as well. After that, we're going to go to Scottsdale, Arizona, and meet Billy Cayley, who ran a 9.528, so about 4.7 seconds further back. Next up, we're going to go to New Jersey and meet Greg Harmer with a 9.528. So him and Billy have pretty much identical times, both 5.28, 5.28. So Greg's going to be joining us in fourth place. Greg, you good? Oh, I see you now. Thank you. All right, in fifth place, we've got none other than TLR driver Hunter King, 9.530 from him. I don't know if Hunter will be joining us tonight. All right, and so after that, we're going to go to Kevin Tyler from Canada, 8.503. I believe Kevin is one of the racers that Brian referred to us, and Kevin has joined us from Brian's club, if I'm not mistaken, so he's in sixth place, but we'll move up a spot already. He is the first person in the 8-second club with an 8.503. After him, we're going to take Mr. Frenchie with a 8.504. Earlier, he was kind of down by missing the A main by 1 second. Kevin got him there, but here he is for revenge. He is in sixth spot. All right, so who got the bump spot after Frenchie? It wasn't Brian, it wasn't Mark, but it was fellow Canadian Jeremy Lidke, 8.511. So if I'm not mistaken, we should have 3 Canadians in the A main. Wow.
No.
So,
Hold on.
Jeremy, if you can hear me, please join us. That is how they will start their race. Guys, if you want to join our league, we have a free class and a paid class. For those of you listening on the fence, please join us in the free class. All you need is a USB adapter, then your own radio receiver, whether it's a Futaba, Sanwa, or whatever your preference is. Then download the game, VRC Pro. It's a cool game. Just make sure you get the off-road version of it. Then you need Discord. Discord is the application of how the racers communicate with each other. So when you hear me or hear them, it's a little different. When you're hearing them, they're talking in Discord. When you hear me, I'm talking in the actual streaming software. So that's why there's a delay when they talk. But regardless, please hit share on the feed and join us for sure. Racers, if you haven't hit share yet, please hit share. If y'all want to keep growing the numbers, you got to hit share and keep getting new racers in this hobby. All right, so we are in the A main. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone, does anybody need a 1-minute call before we get started?
Awesome.
Okay. So,
Wait,
somebody just dropped.
Greg,
I got disconnected.
Okay, perfect.
Greg
Go ahead and rejoin, Greg. We haven't started or anything. All right, Greg, I see you're back. Run a lap or two and let me know how it feels.
It's good. You can just start it right away.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and hit start race. So in 30 seconds, you guys will see the fireworks. And lots of talented people. Oh, Joshua Vigil wrecking in spectacular fashion. Looks like he broke his buggy. Good thing they're going to reset it for him. Some interesting practice laps there from Joshua Vigil. And Gary Crowell just cruising around the track with 10 seconds to go. Let's start off sitting with Gary Crowell and seeing how his start goes. On the tone they go, the top two getting a great start. Billy Cayley hitting the pipe on the outside, but nobody made ground on him. Greg Harmer starting from the back now on the restart, so he's got some room, I guess some ground to make up right off the bat. It looks like Joshua Vigil, Gary Crowell hugging the corner. The entire A-main kind of going on the pipe in a way where it doesn't look like they're even using the pebble cobblestone part of the track. Here goes Gary Crowell. We are riding with him right now. Ooh, making a mistake. Almost goes into the pits like our Cole Ogden, who's Jeremy Lidke for the day. Jeremy in the back now, in the mid-pack. The back of the mid-pack, I should say. He and Frenchie are having a great battle right now. He just made the pass on Billy Cayley, but could not make it stick there in the background. Kevin Tyler currently showing in 7th in the back. Yep. Greg Harmer I know physically he's moved up a few spots, but it's showing him in 6th right now. He just made the pass on Frenchie. You're watching Greg Harmer cut through the middle section. Frenchie ran slightly wide there, opened the door for Greg Harmer.
Oh,
Greg's gone.
Greg got disconnected. Jeremy Lidke having issues with the pit lane. 34.8 from him. Billy Cayley, meanwhile, sitting in 3rd. Gary Crowell with a 35.4 on opening lap. Joshua Vigil on opening lap, 33.6. We've got 6 racers still on the clock. We are 90 seconds of runtime so far. If we had one more issue, we could trigger a restart. That doesn't mean y'all log out. Just do your best. It looks like we've got Christopher Heppy in the comments yelling, "Go Jeremy Lidke, Team X-Ray." So we've got Team X-Ray rooting for their teammates. Jeremy's currently sitting in 5th, right behind Frenchie, who's in 4th. Joshua Vigil, though, currently in a league of his own, 33.1, 33.6. Gary Crowell is, I would say, about 3 seconds, 3.1 seconds to be exact back. Billy Cayley is 2.3 seconds behind him. Kevin Tyler battling for 4th right now with Jeremy Lidke right behind him. Ooh, somebody got stuck over there. Looks like that's Kevin Tyler. That's going to let Frenchie get by. And Frenchie's bringing Jeremy Lidke to the party. Ignore the live timing positions for now. What you're watching is 4th place Frenchie, the pink car, and Jeremy Lidke in the 5th place. Kevin Tyler going a little bit on the grass, but it did not dock him, so he is now trying to catch back up to these guys. Now live timing positions is accurate. It's showing what it should be. Joshua Vigil in the front, 32.7 from him. Wow, 32s. I did not think I would see a 32 with a loaded server. Gary Crowell with a 33.3 trying to chase him down. Billy Cayley, meanwhile, trying to do the exact same thing on Gary Crowell, what he's trying to do on Joshua Vigil. Frenchie, Jeremy, Kevin having a great battle. The entire A-main is running 34s or quicker. Joshua Vigil in the 32s, Gary Crowell in the 33s, Billy Cayley with a 34.009, 34.009. Christopher Joshua Vigil in 1st place right now, 33s consistently from him. Gary Crowell, 33.3 from him. He is shown as 5.5 seconds behind Joshua Vigil. Billy Cayley shown 3 seconds behind him. Frenchie is 5 seconds behind Billy Cayley, and Jeremy Lidke is everyone basically 3 to 4 seconds apart from each other in the front and in the back. The closest one would be actually Gary and Billy, which, as you can see, are a pretty comfortable lead. So since Joshua Vigil has a massive 5-second lead, let's actually ride with him and see what kind of stunts he's up to. I got disconnected.
Everybody's gone from the truck. I don't see any. Oh,
What's the
I got
timestamp?
disconnected.
Somebody look at the timestamp, please. Timestamp.
It was like
it's so 000.
It was at 4. It was at 4:30.
4:30.
yeah, it was like 4:30.
Oh, jeez.
Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that
Oh,
means.
jeez. That was such a good race.
That was a really good race.
Don't count.
Oh,
This is why I don't play VRC anymore.
Don't count.
oh, that was such a good race.
This shit was so annoying. I've tried everything. I've tried a new PC. I've tried a new goddamn router.
Alright,
I've
y'all
tried
are
a new-
still live. We're still
No.
live.
Don't count, Frenchie.
So
Don't
we're
count,
gonna do a
Frenchie.
restart.
Oh, that was such. Yo, Jeremy.
Don't
We
count.
have it in our
the
rules.
battle,
If something
Jeremy,
happens to the whole session in the
and,
first 5 minutes, we always do a restart. So amen,
There's
folks.
like 5 people
Greg, your
talking.
computer's screwed up.
No, it
no,
disconnected me
the-
too this time.
the
Actually,
Kevin
let me